Hi friends, this is Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge. Well, I finally captured my first bear, and it's an old bear by Antonini. It's locked right now. Let me unlock the blade. It's a locking blade, locking closed, locking open. And those of you who aren't familiar with these, you may go, hey, that's an open L. No, it's not. This is close to the same kind of age as an open L, but while open L is French, Antonini is Italian. And Italian, they got a similar idea, but a very different locking mechanism. I think it's better. It's easier, that's for sure. It's easier to use, and it is a solid locking mechanism. The blade has no blade play, and I like it. Comes in a number of different sizes. Walnut, for American walnut for the handle, and you got other handle options as well, olive, and then you've got these other laminate options. You get all black. Well, hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. If you're interested in folding knives that come quite sharp and are traditional old style stuff, something to add to your collection or something to add to your camping equipment, it's good for that. It's got a lot of good uses, and even just for general carry, if you will. This is a nice, light, good, solid blade that I think you might want to consider, or at least watch the video for. So stick around, it's coming at you right now. The packaging is very simple. It's just a box, and it has, oh, now it's not going to be that easy to pull out because it's not the background. A paper wrapping, I like that. No plastic in here. Plastic is just a waste in the environment for the most part. For often, you've got a full documentation here, and it's in multiple languages. And just a nice, simple cardboard box. All the contact information you might want is on there. You can even scan that. And as it says here, this one is the classical design. Okay, I will not do a size comparison because this thing comes in at least 5 different sizes. You get extra small, that is 6mm blade, 2.36 inches. Small, which is a 7cm blade, 2 3/4 inch. Medium, which is an 8cm blade, 3.17 inches. Large, which is what this one is, has a 9cm blade, that's 3.5 inches. And then they've got extra large, which is a 10cm blade, just shy of 4 inches, 3.94. And so, of course, the handle size is going to vary depending on the length of the blade as well. So this being the large, it's enough for my hands. My hands, I've said on this video many times, are between large and extra large in North American sizes. It's between 10 and 11 in European sizes, and it fits this very well. And if you've got big chunky hands, hey, get the extra large and you're going to get a good comfortable grip. We've got a clip point blade, sort of like the Bowie style blade. I'm trying hard not to say Bowie. I grew up in southwestern Ontario, Canada, and we always said Bowie. And so as one of my friends mentioned, probably because of David Bowie, so Bowie. And it's a nail nick deployment. We've got a cutting edge right to the heel of the blade here. No sharpness choil, convex grind, and the locking mechanism's right here. It just slides either way. So if we get a close-up of this, let's see if we can get a close-up of this without me hitting my camera and in focus. So there's that little piece of bent steel, and you just push it one way to unlock and down to lock. And that's as easy as it goes. And I've not had it move on me inadvertently in any way that I don't want, so that's good. Right there you see the main pin that goes right through, and that's the pin that holds it together. And this is snug. There's no blade play side to side, and there is movement up and down available. Now, this snugness can change depending on the wood. Wood will change in size depending on the humidity. So if it just gets really loose, you put one side of this pin on a solid steel surface, and then you take a hammer and you lightly hammer on the pin, and that'll help to tighten it back up again. Don't do that just on a whim, though. It's easy to over tighten. It's very difficult to make looser again without potentially breaking something. So that's how the lock thing works. So you can lock it up, and now it's not going to open. I can pull it a tiny ways, but I can't open it until I unlock it, and then it's easy enough to open. And when it's open, you move the lock down, and now it's locked, and it's difficult to close. And of course, if you're using the knife, putting pressure on the cutting edge and not on the spine, it's never going to have a problem with closing on you. The handle shape, it's sort of an oval-shaped blank, as you can see right there. Let's go over top of the floor here so I can hold it up like this better. So there you can see the shape of the, the oval kind of shape. And that's pretty nice. So it's a little thicker than a lot of knives are, but you've got that nice rounded shape. You got a little bit of a front, you might sort of like a finger choil. If you put your index finger up here, then that separates the two, and you get a very good grip that way. Your thumb can rest up here. It's a good spot for it, and you get a very solid grip. You can even get a reverse grip if you need to do some cutting, or if you need to do some pull cutting. It's quite comfortable as well. This ring is made out of brass. There's other versions you can get made out of aluminum. Let's go over all the different versions that they have. And I'm just going to show you still pictures of the different versions and then the text on the screen of what it is. So that's a lot of options. If you really want, that blacked out look, you can get it all blacked out, or like I showed you, you can get it with, you can see the aluminum properly or without any coating on it. The coating that they put on there is PTFE on the black ones. They could put a lot of writing on the knives, which I'm not too fond of, but that's not that big a deal actually. It says Old Bear by Antonini since 1925. Maniago, Italy, and then you've got 4 stars on there. Let's go over some of the specs on this, all right? And that's just of this model. This is the large. And like I said, the other sizes, they're different. This guy's 64 grams, 2.3 ounces. The factory sharpness was 180 bess. The blade cutting edge, 9.1 centimeters, 3.58 inches. That's also the blade length. The thickness of the blade stock, the thickness right here at the heel of the blade and at the spine right there, that's 2 millimeters, 0.078. It's just, it's a full flat grind, so it gets thinner right away. It's a tiny bit thinner up here. I can't tell exactly where the taper starts, but the distal taper seems to start right around halfway, and it slowly starts getting thinner until the tip. The tip is ever so slightly rounded. Here's a close-up of that. And now for the handle length. So I'm measuring right from the very beginning to the tail end of the handle. 12.1 centimeters, 4.76 inches. The grip area is about 11.5 centimeters, 4.5 inches. The handle thickness, 2.16 centimeters, that's 0.85 of an inch. The handle depth, I'm not counting the tail end right here, but right here is 2.57 centimeters, just over an inch. And when you close the knife, then the biggest measurement, again, is right there, and that is 2.82 centimeters, 1.11 inches, and the total length of the large is 21.2 centimeters, which is 8.346 inches, at least this specific model. And so the price of this knife is The lowest price I could find in the United States is $20.18, and it goes up from there. That's for the extra small. In Canada, $27.99. In euros, $15.95, and in British pounds, $13.95. So that's roughly the price. I've got links down below for where you can get these. Some of them are Amazon links. If you use my Amazon links, it does help out my channel. But there's other places to get this. And if there's cheaper places, I've got those listed down below as well. Of course, I didn't search the entire internet, but it's very easy to get this in the United States. A little bit harder in Canada, but I got a Canadian link for you anyways. Like I mentioned, it comes in 5 sizes. It's handmade, hand-assembled, I should say. The wood handle is shaped on a automated lathe, and this brass part is probably stamped manual with an automated system and then rolled, but then they assemble it with this pin. They hand sharpen it. It's done to high tolerances. It's got a good look to it. One thing I would suggest if you get one of these is, it seems to me that this wood is totally untreated. Get some boiled linseed oil and put it on a rag and wipe it on this thing. Cover the blade if you want to with tape and stuff before you do it. Stainless steel, 420 stainless steel. Rockwell hardness of around 55, give or take a tiny bit, which isn't bad at all. And the convex grind, like I said, is pretty good. I prefer a V grind. It's easier to get a V grind super precise than it is to get a convex grind super precise. But a good convex grind isn't all that hard to do, and you can do it by hand. There's websites out there that teach how to do it. I do it with my guided sharpening systems. I got convex attachments for Hapstone and for TS Prof, but I'll probably end up putting a V grind on this. I know some purists will say it must be a convex grind. I won't get into that debate. We can each decide to do our own knives our own way, and nothing wrong with that. The biggest pros on this is it's got a great hand feel, and I really like it a lot that way, especially after you finish it. It's going to be very long lasting. If you do put a lot of boiled linseed oil on here, like several coats, it's going to expand and contract less because it won't absorb water, humidity as quickly. So it helps to stabilize it a little bit, but it's not technically stabilizing, in quotes, of the wood. That's a different treatment. Solid locking mechanism that I like. It's left and right friendly. If you want to add a lanyard, it's not that hard. See, watch this. See where the blade goes? So that's like this. Now the blade is just up to about here. You could drill a hole near that corner, not too close to the corner, but you can drill a hole all the way through. If you are going to drill the hole, do it when the blade is not closed. Just cover that with masking tape so you don't cut yourself. Just in case the drill goes through where the blade would have been, you don't want to hurt your blade. The only one thing that I'm not that fond of is, like I said, I'm not that fond of a convex grind, but it's not that bad. It's a nice knife at a nice price, makes a great gift. You've got all kinds of different colors and styles. Well, not all kinds, I think 5 or 6, different styles and colors. Makes a very good, did I just say makes a very good gift? I think it makes a very good gift. And it's actually a very good user. It's not just something to remind you of the old days. This is a very totally functional, usable knife. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.